Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all make sure you go sub up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing, man.
Get your dumb ass in, hit this bag.
The Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Y'all just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel.
And Heavy Bag Boxing.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Yo, shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Terence Crawford vacating the belts. Big old question mark. Why? Because we don't know for sure. And I had to do this video responding to another DM from Super Skull Blizzy that got with me on Instagram at Heavy Bag Boxing TV. And listen, real quick, I appreciate y'all reaching out to me, man, wanting to know my thoughts on these situations, man. You don't even understand. It's an honor to mix it up, chop it up with y'all in the DMs, and speak on what you want me to speak on. Now, Super Skull, I have not heard anything about Terence Crawford vacating, right? But after combing the internet and seeing what I could find, I did see that Blue Blood Sports TV has released a couple of videos saying that Bud Crawford has in fact vacated. It appears the WBC and the IBF. Right now, I'm gonna tell you guys, like I told you about Showbiz the Adult. At the end of the day, these are guys who new media on YouTube. Sometimes they can be credible sources. I'm never going to knock the next guy who has the same passion for the sport of boxing. They do have relationships with some of these camps. Sometimes the information can be good, but sometimes it could be completely wrong and they can be bad. And I've seen several of them, including Blue Blood, be wrong in the past. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's 100% correct all the time. What I like to do is I like to, make sure it's official before I put something in my title called official coming from the camp themselves or their promotional company or their network company. Then that's when it becomes official for me. So as of right now, this is something Blue Blood has said, and I'm pretty sure that's probably where you got it from. But that definitely doesn't make it official, but it could very well be. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to understand that some of these YouTubers, they'd have really solid, connections and relationships with some of these fighters and some of these fighters' camps for sure. But let's talk about it. What up, YouTube? Big T.O. Heavy Bag Boxing TV, man. Get your goofy ass in here. Hit the bag. Hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel. I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, my bag hitters. Y'all already know the count. Now, as far as him vacating the belts, I haven't heard anything official from, again, a legitimate source that's straight from Bud's camp or somebody old media who has the inside scoop, that's probably a little bit more credible than a lot of your YouTubers. And even then, I still like to officially hear it from the camp or the horses' mouths themselves or a promotional company or a network, right? But listen, it makes all the sense in the world for Bud Crawford, especially if he's moving up to 54 to fight Errol Spence. I don't think anything would make him come back to 47 unless it's a huge fight. But if Bud Crawford and Errol Spence leaves 47, then I think the Boots era begins. You know what I'm saying? Those are the two, super duper stars at 47. When you really look at it, who was up next? Who were we really eyeballing? We was eyeballing Boots Ennis. We was eyeballing Virgil Ortiz. Maybe Keith Thurman can take a shot at the throne one more time at 47. But that's about it. Unfortunately for Keith Thurman, that star power has diminished significantly. And then you still have youngins on the rise whom a lot of the casual fans still don't know who it is, and a Boots and it's Virgil Ortiz. And for Virgil Ortiz, who has had the hardest time making 47 without running into health issues, I think more than likely he'll be moving up to try to negate some of the health issues he's been having, trying to make 47. And I think that's probably been his biggest problem, is his body just won't allow him to go that low. So I have seen reports where he'd be moving up to either 154 or 160, but he could very well have a condition that could cause him to retire. So, but as far as Bud Crawford goes, even if he does hold on to the WBO and WBA, he can still make fights there. I'm not sure if he's vacating all of the belts. Like I say, I haven't gotten any official information from anybody who's extremely credible, meaning straight out of the camp themselves, a promotional or network, a promotional company or a network. So hopefully that answers your question, man. I think for Bud Crawford, being that he's already captured that title, it's in the history books now. He doesn't have to hold on to Undisputed and try and fight everybody who's left at 147. He's after the bigger fights. So at this point, I don't think just holding on to that title means much to him. I think he's just more concerned about bigger paydays. And like he said, chasing down 3 times Undisputed, and looking for a showdown with a Canelo Alvarez or Jermell Charlo at 68. And if you really kind of look at his immediate future and knowing that he's about to be 36 years old, I'm not even sure if he'd ever go back to 47, because again, there's just not really a real big name left at 47. Spence was it, right? If he wanted to try and make the Tank Davis fight for, a huge fight, huge payday at 47, maybe he come down for that. Maybe even a Ryan Garcia. And I'm just saying these big names to where I know it'll be money fights for Bud Crawford, not legacy. The legacy for Bud Crawford is 3 times Undisputed, the winner of Charlo and Canelo. Now that we know more than likely he has this rematch with Spence after he dogs him out one more time, he'll be setting himself up for one of those guys, because that's who it all really comes down to: the winner of Charlo, Canelo, or a Tank Davis. Those are the 3 major fights. If he can get all 3 of those before he retires, that probably would do it, or at least 2 of those fights. The winner of Charlo and Canelo, which probably be Canelo, and Tank Davis. If he could get those 2 fights before he retires, and secure that 3 times Undisputed, I think that would be the icing on the cake for him. And if not 3 times Undisputed, just a showdown with Canelo and a showdown with Tank Davis, or Charlo if he wins, of course. But yeah, man, as far as him vacating, though, it's not official. I don't know. I haven't seen it. All right, hopefully that answers your question, man. That's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. Shout out Super Skull Blizzy, man. I appreciate that love. All right, man, I got Roger on the line. He got something you want to tell y'all. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.